doing? This is Coach DeCarlo, and today we're going to be talking about giants in the land. Often you hear me say from Genesis to Revelation, this is your story. What we're going to do is start in 2022 talking about how Scripture relates to your life. And this is one of those stories that we're going to be talking about. We're coming from the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 4. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. Again, that's Genesis chapter 6, verse 4. What are we saying? When we're talking about giants in the land, we're told in those days that men communicated directly with God. The closer you are to your Father, the more expanded your consciousness is. You begin to understand that you and Father are one, and that the without is the byproduct of the within. The sons of God came unto the daughters of men. When we're talking about the sons of God, we're talking about the spiritual side of who we are. When we're talking about the daughters of men, we're talking about the physical side. So the spirit and the physical joined and gave birth to a child. That child is called manifestation. When we're manifesting, it's the byproduct of conscious and subconscious mind cohabitating. What you see in your conscious mind is ultimately manifested in your physical reality if you are doing it with feeling and emotions. As you operate from a state of feeling, emotions, and they cohabitate with subconscious mind sees that as real and begins seeking ways to manifest that realness into your reality. So whatever you're giving your attention to with feelings is manifested into your reality. When you're operating from a place of the giants, you understand that you and the allness known as God are one. The giants is a mindset. And I want to give you another example of the giants. And there we saw giants, the sons of Anak, of the giants. And we were in our own sights as grasshoppers, and so were we in their sight. Hear what they say. He says, the writer says, and there we saw giants, the son of Anak, which come of the giants. Anak being of the giants. We were in our own sight as grasshoppers. When you're operating in your own sight as a grasshopper, then the world without will also see you as a grasshopper. When you see yourself as great, as grand, as children of the Most High, people on the without begin to see you likewise. They won't even know what it is. They will just notice that there's something different about you, something that calls for reverence, something that calls for respect, because you walk in an attitude of respect. But if you're looking on the without, and all of your challenges and your problems are without, based off of what's going on outside of you, if you're dealing with lack, for example, and you see lack is a byproduct of the economy, then the lack of the economy becomes your giant. If you find it difficult to be in relationships, then relationships becomes your giant. If you find it difficult to be in health, then ill health becomes your giant. Whatever you're giving your attention to becomes your giant. Now, if you're looking from within and you see yourself being, as it were, the giant in the earth because of your oneness with the allness known as God, Father, then of course you become a giant and all the world acquiesces according to your beliefs. Jesus said it this way, for surely I say to you, whoever says to this mountain, the giant, be removed and cast into the sea, forgetfulness, no longer an obstacle, moved out the way, the past. Whoever says, be removed and cast into the sea, and does not doubt in his or her heart, but believes that those things that she says will be done. She will have whatever they say. That's Mark 11:23. Again, the mountain is symbolic of the giant. When you speak to the giant, as David spoke to the giant Goliath with the 5 smooth stones, and he says, in the name of the God of the Most High, I will defeat you. If you can't see power in the name of I am and begin speaking, I am powerful, I am successful, I am healthy, I am in a loving relationship, I am abundant. Whatever it is that you're attaching to I am, you empower, you infuse. If you're attaching lack, loss, and limitation to I am, you're infusing lack, loss, and limitation with I am. You're impregnating God with lack, loss, and limitation. And those things become your giants. So when you speak to the giant, say I am the thing that you desire to be, and begin living out, walking out, acting as if you are that person. Now at first, when you start speaking to the giant, you may not always believe what it is that you're saying, but keep speaking to the giant, to the mountain, to your obstacle. And as you continue to speak to it, you're going to see the evidence that what you're saying is true. You hold on to the evidence and keep moving through what it is that you see as your challenge until you get to the other side of the manifestation. This is Coach DeCarlo saying, have a great and abundant day.